Good morning. Good morning. It's 2:45 a.m. I'm on my way to my favorite destination spot. I call it my Monday through Friday Disneyland. The best ride at this amusement park is going to be the stair climber. You don't get this way unless you do it a long time. Every day. Every day. Yesterday I had the opportunity to make dinner, and I don't believe I've been able to do that in a while, just because of how busy I've been. And the funny thing was, I was making some sweet potatoes. I cut them, diced them up into squares, and I put a little olive oil, and I put a little salt and a little pepper on them, and I just lightly sauteed them in a pan. And as I was doing it, I seen Silas sitting there, and Silas is my middle son, or my middle child. I don't know if he'll appreciate that, but he was sitting there, and he had a Sprite, and he had I don't know where he got all this stuff from. He had some cookies, and he had a tablet. And his only concern was what he was doing. And I cannot recall ever stopping and just observing his world. And I looked at his head, like this area, in his eye. I wanted to see if there was a flicker of doubt or a flicker of another thought going through there that would indicate that he had something else on his mind besides what he was doing at that time, looking at that tablet. Because, see, I'm cooking, and as much as I want to be in the moment, I'm thinking about 4 other things. But I could tell that between his soda, his little pack of cookies, and this tablet, it consumed his whole world. He was in the moment. And it was such a wow moment for me to observe somebody in a natural state of all in for that moment. If you take just a little bit of time, step back, find something else to focus on. A tree, a baby, a child, something living, and see it in its most perfectness. It almost always comes at a time when it's just focused on doing what it does. And I'm getting ready this morning. It's 2:45, now it's 2:55, and getting ready to go. And I'm putting my shoes on in the bathroom, and something broke on my shoe. Thinking about sending it back to Nike. But I started thinking about how happy I am. Legitimately happy. Happy at the progression of thought. Happy at the progression of family. Happy at the progression of faith. Happy at the progression of doing what I said I would do. And thinking about how easy it is to self-destruct and do something to take away that happiness, right? Because we all have thresholds. We have thresholds of pain. We also have thresholds of happiness. And you'll be surprised how low your threshold of happiness was when you get too much of it, and then you start to self-destruct and try to figure out ways to disturb that happiness. Either starting a fight with your spouse, or yelling at your kids, or falling behind on your work, or missing a couple days at the gym will create a disruption in that happiness pattern. I asked my wife, I said, in our time together, how many times have we had the police show up to our house? She says, well, a couple times. I said, yeah, why? She says, well, the alarm or something was going off. I said, okay, that's different. I'm saying, how many times have we had the police show up at our house, like for something outside of our house alarm going off, which happens frequently, or used to happen frequently? She says, never. I said, do you know that police showing up to my house growing up was a regular thing? She looked in amazement, like, wow, for real? Yeah. It was normal. And that right there is a happiness killer. It's a disrupting pattern. So just pulling back for a second and being conscious of the fact that I have a happiness level allows me to take it to another level when I feel like I'm getting ready to top out or hit my peak, and possibly do something to disrupt that. See, I'm just giving you a bunch of just useful scientific jargon. But if you apply it, it could work for you. Or you could just say Jermaine is crazy. I don't really care. But things are different in my life. It's not perfect, not by any means, but it's different. It's way different than how I grew up. It's way different how I raise my kids. It's way different how I interact with my wife. It's way different how I choose to run my day-to-day operations. It's way different how I treat my body. It's different. And it's as a result of being conscious of all these different things that I talk to you about. And when I say talk to you, I'm actually talking about talking to me.